Hi you guys, it's Kyla here and I am back with another video. I pray that this video blesses you so greatly, and if again you do not know me, my name is Kyla. I'm here every single Sunday releasing what it is that the Holy Spirit is giving to me. And if you aren't already joined, sister, brother, let's go. Join what God is doing here. But if you don't want to right now, if you still are checking out everything and you are wanting to see everything combined and together, it's okay. But I pray you guys are again having an amazing morning, afternoon, or night. But with all of that being said, let's hop straight into the video. So you guys, we're gonna talk about a lot. We're gonna talk about a lot. Like the Lord, I feel like right now is eating with this word, because I know if like you know watch my channel and whatnot, I have been in some season, and my season has been like up and down, left, right. Like it has been like, you know those arcade games that you play and you have to do like the little dance thingamajigger? That's what my season that's how my season looks like. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down, sometimes it's left and right. It's been pretty much everywhere. It's like I've been truly on some kind of roller coaster that I'm so ready to get off of. But it's been rough. Like with that being said, it's been pretty rough, and we are not going through the greatest time. And this goes into what the Lord gave me, because I'm literally receiving this word today, and it ties into something else that he gave me a couple of days ago about Lazarus. So I don't know where this may go. I know where it's going, but I don't know where it may go. But we're just gonna, hop straight into it. Where this stems from is Luke 9:51 through 56. And we're just gonna read it because it's a really short portion, or a really short text. So we're just gonna go ahead and read it. As the time approached for him to be taken up to heaven, Jesus resolutely set out for Jerusalem. And he sent messengers on ahead who went into a Samaritan village to get things ready for him. But the people there did not welcome him because he was heading for Jerusalem. When the disciples James and John saw this, they asked, "Lord, do you want us to call down from heaven to destroy them?" But Jesus turned to them and rebuked them. Then he and his disciples went to another village. So like I said, it's very short, very short, but there's a lot of seasoning. It reminds me of like, Lord, what do you think? It reminds me of like the hottest chip in the world. Like it's this one chip that has so much flavor and heat to it, but it's just one chip, and it's the same thing with here. So as we see, the Lord's time is about to come, and he's like, you know what, let's make our last trip down to Jerusalem. And he finds a Samaritan village. He sends he sends people ahead of him telling him like he has arrived. The Samaritans did not want to accept him because he was on his way to Jerusalem. And that's kind of where we're just going to stop. Samaritans and the Jews, they had beef. Like when I tell you they had beef like Tupac and Diddy. Like not Tupac and Diddy. Tupac and Biggie. Like Tupac and Biggie. Like their beef was deep. Like when Solomon had died, all of Israel split. And it was now the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. The southern kingdom was Judah. The northern kingdom was Israel. And they had split. And the capitals were Samaria and Jerusalem. So they had different beliefs. It was just a lot of beef. Like, I don't know. They had different temples. They had different ways of belief. Like their temples, they was like, well, Jerusalem should not be the only place to worship the Lord, so we're gonna build a temple here. And so they built a temple in their town, and then there was just a lot going on. It was just so much going on. It was like between marriage, it was between religious, it was just a lot going on between, again, Judah and Jerusalem. I again suggest that you go read that if you feel love, but yes, there's a lot going on. Well, because of this, there were barriers that they had literally resented each other so hard and so deeply, though that they were all the same, though that they came from the same tribe, or like they all were as one. They literally ended up separating themselves because of their beef and all of that stuff that happened. And so something that the Lord showed me through here is that they didn't have surrender truly, because even as we go on to see James and John, who are Jews, I'm pretty sure, like I'm 99% sure that they're Jews, they are Jews, they go on to say, Lord, should we send forth the fire from heaven as Elijah did? It says that in like the little transcript on the bottom of like the thing. And the Lord looks at them and he's like, bruh, no, what is wrong with you? He rebukes them and whatnot. And so what we see from here is that they have a lot of tension and they weren't surrendered. And this is where the tea is like really clogged right here, because the Lord had me search, like, when was it that he ended up going to the Samaritan woman? The Lord went to the Samaritan woman in the beginning of his ministry. It was at the end of his ministry that he was going to Jerusalem, and he stops at Samaria, and it was like, they was like, nah, just, you cannot come in. And so all of this happened after all of that. And then again, looking at Jesus and who he is, he's not somebody, Jesus wasn't somebody who was on either side. It reminds me of like Democrats and also Republicans. Jesus in this case was like a neutral party. So again, it's like he's not trying to side with one and saying one is right and the other is just dead wrong. That's not how it was. The Lord was basically saying to the Samaritans and both the Jews, you can only be made right with me. It's not about how much you do. It's not about what your beliefs are, your religious or anything. It's about you being made right by me. That is the only way you can be made right with the Father. It is through me. And again, we go on to see that it's after he preached to the Samaritan woman that all of this happens. And so something that the Lord also stuck out to me is that you can literally kill your own relationship with God because you're holding on to your own ways. And this just goes into any relationships. Like, I don't know how this may convict you, but the Lord also brought to my attention, you can also kill like a relationship with somebody if you're holding on to your own ways. And I'm just going to use a quick example. Say you have a boyfriend or you have a girlfriend or whatever the case may be, and you have an issue with trust. You have an issue with trust, but you're in a relationship. This person keeps telling you like, hey, you know, I love you, I care about you. And they're showing you all of this love. But because of the things in the past, because of what you've gone through, you can't believe that. And so because of that, it's like you end up killing your relationship. Like at first they're like, okay, let's deal with it a little bit, that like they try with you, but then as time goes on, like when they really see that there's nothing that can be done, they will end up going, because it's like you killed your own relationship. Like they loved you, they cared about you, all of this stuff, but even still, yeah, because you didn't accept it, because you didn't believe it, you ended up just killing a relationship that actually was loving, that was actually caring. And sometimes we can do that with God and not believing in what he said. And it's not to say forget what you went through, like what you went through was stupid and all of that other stuff. It's not even to say all that. It's just to say that it's like, I see that you went through that stuff, but I just need you to trust me. I need you to just partner with me and just see that I'm not here to harm you. I'm not here to hurt you. Like I love you. I care about you, and just so forth and so forth. The Lord was also bringing up to my attention, what he speaks is only the truth. We go on to see with Numbers 23:19. It says every single word that comes from the Lord is, it does not say that. Your girl is not the greatest at remembering scripture or quoting it exactly, but it goes on to just speak about how every single word that comes from out of the Lord's light, the Lord's mouth is not a lie. Like the Lord is not a man that he shall lie. And the Lord was saying about himself, that's what it was. And again, as we see, like the Lord wasn't biased. He didn't just stick on somebody else's side and was like, forget the other. Like, no, the Lord was his own neutral party. And again, we go on to see with the Samaritans and the Jews, they were separated because of their history, because of their beliefs. And so it's like, there's so many people that know about the Lord. There's so many people that know about Jesus. But then again, there's so many people that did not accept him. There's so many people that still held on to their own ways. And the Lord clocked the tea with what I'm about to say. He said to me that if the Lord had went into the Samaritan village without him going to Jerusalem, they would have accepted him into the, into the village. They would have accepted him. But it was something that triggered them into denying him. And that was because of him going into Jerusalem. And that's where the Lord brought to me, like, We all say that we walk with God. We all say that we allow the Lord into our house and that we are walking with him. But as soon as the Lord wants to go through that one door that has 45 bolts on it, that has all of this police caution tape around it, and that has this spiked fence around it, as soon as the Lord wants to go through that door of the house we are living in, our truth really shows. How we feel about God really shows. It really shows that we're not surrendered to him. This shows that we haven't really accepted Jesus into our life as we think. And that's not a horrible thing. It just shows, again, ourselves, and it shows how we feel about the Lord, that we don't fully trust him as, again, we may say we do. It's also through this thing that the Lord brought to me, this door that has all of this stuff, the 45 bolts, the police tape, and again, the wired and spiky fence around it. It is through this thing that the Lord wants to appear himself so greatly and grandly. And I get how hard that can be, to sit and allow the Lord to be within this thing, because something that I just sat with God on is like, there comes reasons. And that's why I went on to say before, no one's sitting and condemning you or eating you up. Like, you probably went through a lot of stuff that made you the way that you are. And I was talking to God about my situations, and there's certain aspects of my life, like when it comes to my career, when it comes to him saying that I'm gonna have a husband and all of these things, it's so hard for me to sit and believe it because of what I've been through. When I grew up, I wasn't always the one who was chosen. I was always the one who was last. People chose other people over me, other things over me. I grew up literally by myself. I didn't grow up with the greatest things. It was like always screwed. Like anything that I had, whether it was me talking to somebody, they didn't really want me, or whether I'm just having something, it just wasn't, it wasn't whole. It was like halfway. I hope you get what I'm throwing. But it's like, it was really hard in that aspect. And then on top of me growing up this way, I've been in the season that I'm in for about 3 years. I've been walking with God since 2022. I've been in this season for about 3 years, and things have been things have just been prolonged. So I pray that this serves as confirmation for somebody, but the Lord called me away from 9-to-5 jobs, and he said that I'm not going to be working another 9-to-5 and to just pursue content full time. And so that's what we are trying to do. And all of that great stuff. And your girl has not been, receiving from it. And then on top of that, it's like people my age, I'm 21, people my age, like I see, like I'm living with my parents, people my age are in college, they have their own place. Like people my age have stuff situated. And a lot of the times I would get around like my mom's friends and, their daughters or their sons, and they're doing stuff with their life. Like they're in college, they're responsible, they have a car, they have all of these things. And it's like, I'm looking at myself and I'm like, God, what the heck? Like, I'm just here and I'm making the content, I'm being obedient as you're telling me, but there's a lot of persecution that comes with that, because they're literally looking at me like I'm wasting my life, or I would feel like that. They're looking at me like I'm wasting my life, and I'm pretty sure that's what they're thinking. Like, what is she doing? Like, she's just in the house all day. And it's like, I'm doing stuff in the house too. Like, I'm not just in the house not doing anything. Like, I'm watching my baby brother, and that's a whole story of itself. That's not something for me to actually tell though. But like, I'm helping my mom watch my baby brother. I help around in the house when I need to, whether it's me cooking, whether it's me cleaning, or whatever the case may be, I help. But at the same time, it's like, what is she doing with her life? She's doing content and she's doing this and she's doing that. So it's like, what is she really doing? But it would be hard, because it's like, they're all looking at me like that. And then on top of that, like their sons and their daughters are probably looking at me the same way. Like, what are you doing? While they get praised, and it's like, oh my gosh, you're in college and you're doing this and you're doing that. I'm here and I'm trying to do what God's telling me. I'm trying to be consistent. I'm trying to move in content and whatnot. And again, it's like, I'm not at this place where I'm like gaining so much from this. Like, I'm not gaining a bit of anything. Like, I'm just here. So it would be really hard. And then just coming into a relationship, that's something that I'm going to keep personal to me. But I am going to say that it comes still with a lot of oppression. When the Lord calls you to do something and you don't really receive much from that thing in which you do, it's a lot. Now, like my mom, she wants me to try to get a job and try to like work somewhere that will be firm that I can grow in, but it makes me think about again what God said, and it's like I can't do that. And it's like we always get into arguments or whatever the case may be because I'm choosing God's will, but it's like at the same time I'm doing that not even from a place where it's like I'm like, God, I'm gonna stand on you and I'm gonna do this. I'm doing it from out of a place where I cannot disobey God. Maybe I don't sit and believe it, but I can't disregard what the Lord said. I can't disobey him and go somewhere else. Like I just have to trust it out. And so again, this results into a lot of arguments and all of that. And I know somebody can relate out there. I know probably you who are watching this can relate in some form, in some way. Maybe it's different, but the Lord showed me with you choosing him, with you choosing his way instead of your own, that's you surrendering. That's you killing forth your flesh, killing forth what you believe, putting yourself down and taking up what it is that he's saying, what it is that he has marked. And that's not an easy thing. Like it's not something that everyone just does, because as people we want to go about our own ways all day, every day. It does not matter where it is. We want to control our entire lives, but walking with God, the Lord calls us to surrender. He calls us to surrender and let him fight for us. It's crazy because it was weird. I just had sleep paralysis because I took a nap. I went to the eye doctor. They dilated my eyes and I cannot see anything. If I put this journal up close, I can't really see much. Like when I tell you I can't see anything for real, I can't see anything. But I took a nap and I don't know why it's like in the morning time. Like if I wake up early in the morning, I can't really go back to sleep. It's like I'm up, and I usually have sleep paralysis. I do not like the sleep paralysis. Not a lot of the time, but sometimes. But I had sleep paralysis, and a vision of me, I was being persecuted. I was being persecuted because of something in regards of like hair. I have a mannequin head. Her name is Samantha. And it was something, it was like my cousin. And she had did something that was wrong. And I like literally was wanting to fight for myself because I was like, why are you doing that? She got mad and she went on to tell like my family. And I couldn't move. Like I couldn't do anything. I was trying to fight for myself so bad, but I could not move or anything. And so I kind of woke up and I was like, what was that about? And then I kind of got that clarity just regarding what God says and how it is that he's saying, do not fight for yourself. Like, let me fight for you. Because you may be going through a spot where there's a lot of persecution in your area, however that may look. And the Lord may be calling you to stand still. God is calling a lot of us to stand still and not fight for us. It's hard. Like, you know, stuff is just really, really hard. And again, I know someone out there can relate to that, but something that the Lord is also showing me more is that what God is doing in your life it's so much more than you going and disobeying and disregarding what he's been saying. It's so much more. Like if God's telling you, hey, pursue this business and do that, and he calls you away from like a 9-to-5 job, and you see again others like myself, you see them doing this and doing that and doing this, they're making so much money and they're doing that. God is saying that it's so much more you being in the place and position that you're in, because you're going to be so much more abundant. And I'm not even just talking like in a physical sense, like I'm talking spiritually. Like what God is trying to do is for his kingdom. It's not just about us and having the money, having the clout, being known or anything. It's not about that, but it's about what the Lord intends to do. And so you being in a place or position where you're humbling yourself under God, you're surrendering your own thoughts, your own ways onto him. That's a beautiful thing, because God is doing something amazing through you. God is doing something amazing out of your obedience, out of your sacrifice, out of your ability to not fight for yourself but stand firm. God is doing something amazing. And if you're struggling with that, like myself, because this was a word that was very convicting to me, if you're struggling with that, it's just a call to surrender your own self. He wants you to surrender how you feel. He wants you to surrender how you're moving and fully fully take a hold of what he says. Take a hold of his word. Fully look at him and believe what he's saying. Even if you don't believe it, and walk and move in it. It's not easy. It is not easy at all, because there may be temptations to go elsewhere. There may be temptations for you to go in another place, but please just look at it in the lenses of the Lord is with you. He sees the persecution that you may be facing. He knows how it may feel, but there's something that he is trying to do. And so I want you to ask yourself this question, because I had to literally just ask myself it. What is it that I am triggered with? Again, with myself, it's me having a husband and believing what he's saying to me in regards of my career. And I just want to ask you, what is it that triggers you to turn away from Jesus or reject him? What is that? Put it in the comments if you want to comment, if you want to. I would love to read what it is that may be for you. And I just pray that with, again, this whole video, that it does help you in some form, in some way. But yeah, you guys, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, because every single word that, again, comes from the Lord is true. And he wants to invite us into what he's wanting to do. Like Esther, for example, it was Esther 4:14, and it says, maybe you were made queen for such a time as this one, but you and your family will perish if you do not go and do what it is that you're supposed to do. Like, she was supposed to go to the king and tell him, hey, what's up? Like, what you doing? You know, like, what's going on? She was supposed to do all that. So you were placed here for such a time like this one, and the Lord is asking, are you going to be a part of what he's wanting to do? Or is he going to have to raise up somebody else? Is he going to have to do this through somebody else? Because God is not going to force you. The same way that he did not force the people to go into the village, he literally just went into another village. And so the Lord is saying, will you go? Will you accept? Will you say yes to me regardless of how you feel? Will you do what it is that I'm asking you to do? Will you trust me when I tell you there's something more that you're doing for me than it is you being out and doing something logical, you doing something normal? Will you trust me? And so with this whole thing, again, I pray that this does bless you so much. Again, put in the comments what it is that may trigger you to walk away from God or reject him from time to time. And again, with this whole thing, I just pray that it does give you some sort of revelation, some sort of comfort that God is here, he is with you, and he wants you to be a part of his will. And everything it is that you may be sitting and thinking about that has come to mind in regards of this video, these are things in which the Lord had been speaking to you about, and he's confirming this through this video. But again, go check it back in. But I love you guys so much. God loves you so much more. And I pray that you guys having a good morning, good afternoon, or good night. And I'll see you guys, and I'll talk to you guys within the next video. Bye.